When I first got the wing, I wanted to take it up without reading the manual first because I wanted my first impression to be how it felt and how it flies without being overwhelmed with technical data. And here is my initial reaction.
So trying the Cougar today, just so you know, the winds are roughly 9 to 10 today. I don't know what the gusts are, but maybe 12, 13. I wanted to try the Cougar on a little more gusty day just to see how it flew, and well, now we know. So the Cougar is either a cross-country wing that wants to be an acro or slalom wing, or it's an acro slalom wing that wants to be a cross-country wing. It's one of the two. It's right in the middle. It's not stable enough to be a cross-country wing, but it's not agile enough to be like a slalom wing or an acro wing. It's right in the middle. It wants to sit, but not right away. Yeah, some of these thermals and gusts are a little ugly for this thing. It's not too bad. It's just that you want a little bit more confidence in a cross-country wing than this gives you. And I'm pretty weighted in this wing. This is an 18, and I'm right at the top end of it. So it doesn't give you the most confidence, but it's not earth-shattering. It's not anything that, it's not a deal breaker. It's still a pretty good cross-country wing. It's just a little more edgy than most cross-country wings are going to be. The slalom handles on this wing are really, really, really good. And I think I would put in stiffer handles, and I kind of like the stiff handles versus the soft. I think more wings should come with the slalom handle if they have tip steering tied in. The reason being is because it gives you so much more control just at the flick of a wrist. Just to be able to do a quick direction correction.
When flying a cross-country wing, I really look for stability and speed. Those are the top two items that are really needed for a good cross-country wing. When flying an acro wing, you care less about speed and more about agility. Now the Cougar 3 sits right in between those two. It's extremely fast. It's faster than an acro wing is going to be, but it doesn't have the agility an acro wing really provides. It is great and fast for a cross-country wing, however, it doesn't provide the stability that you really prefer when flying cross-country. So it fits right in between the two of those.
This wing is a really good mixture of cross-country, acro. It's not a great acro wing. I don't think it's a great cross-country wing, even though that's the class it kind of sits in. I think it's a little mix of both. I think this is a fun wing. I think if I had to make a wing today and I was going to click all the check boxes to say what a fun wing is, this is that wing. It could be a great cross-country wing because it's so fast, but because it doesn't have independent tip steering and because it doesn't flatten out as fast as you want it to, that's why I'm saying it's a fast wing, and that's what you need for cross-country. You need fast, but it's a little too dicey to be a really good cross-country wing, in my opinion. It's a little too agile, which is not a bad thing. It makes it a fun wing. It just doesn't make it a hands-up cross-country go, wing. Plus your arms are going to get tired without the independent tip steering. And I know you can reach up and grab the tip lines, but you know, come on. I think that's an oversight. If you're going to make a cross country wing, you really need to have that.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to have as much fun on this initial flight as I wanted to with the wing, and that was due to the amount of turbulence in the air, and you can kind of see that here on landing. But there were plenty of other days later in the week where I could have some fun, and we'll get into that later on in this video, as well as what makes this wing so controversial. And with that in mind, let's sit down at the table. Well, when I first decided to review this wing, I knew it was controversial, and that controversy continues. If you don't know the backstory on this wing, let me give you a quick summation. It starts with this guy. On February 4th of 2020, Tucker Gott did a review of the Cougar 3, and he actually gave the wing a favorable review. And then on February 8th of 2020, he attached a speed bar to see how fast the wing would go. But unfortunately, in that video, he took a frontal collapse on the right wingtip. Fast forward to March 29th of 2020, and Tucker releases his third video on the subject, in which it shows that he's not the only one who's taken a collapse on this wing using a speed bar, but there have been several others. Niviuk said there was nothing wrong with the wing, but they somehow issued a fix for it anyway in the form of new risers. The risers would limit the speed of the wing, but would fix the issues with the collapse, even though they said there was no issue. Now it's October, and I'm reviewing this wing. And the reason I am is because I'm in the market for a new wing, and on paper, this wing checks all the boxes. But there's a problem. You see, I'm not allowed to try this wing with the speed bar. The American distributor for Niviuk, a company called Teamfly Halo, which graciously allowed me to use the wing, will not let me test the wing with a speed bar, nor will they send me the new risers to the wing so I can test it with speed bar. I'm not sure the logic behind this, but unfortunately, I can't give a complete review because of it. I can only tell you what the wing is like without the speed bar, but I'm the type of guy who would like to know if the problem is fixed, because I would like to use speed bar with this wing and give it a full review. And I'm sure those in the market that are looking for a wing of this class also use speed bar. And without being able to test the speed bar, well, where does that leave us? I would like to give a huge thanks to Teamfly Halo for letting me use the wing, but unfortunately, I can't give a favorable or complete review. I can't recommend the wing without testing it with speed bar. Thus, the controversy continues. That being said, let's look at the technical data behind this wing. One thing I like about these risers is that they're color-coded right and left, left being red, right being green, and I've seen this in other manufacturers, and I kind of like that trend. Moving up the risers, you can see that the trim tabs are stowed with a magnet, which is nice so they don't flop in the wind. And you can see that the markings on here, there's two of them, one being out, one being mid, and all the way being all the way in. The trim tab clamp is with the gnarled edges. It's good, it doesn't slip, and it doesn't lock in place, so when you have weight on the riser, you can still release it mid-flight. Moving up on the riser, you can see that the brake handle is released with a mechanism in which you can only take the brake handle off if you pull down. It'll go in anyway, but you can't pull it out unless you pull down on the brake. This is nice because it makes it so the brake doesn't easily come off when you're setting up the wing or when you're kiting. Now, because they're using a slalom handle here, there is a correct way to grab it and an incorrect way. You must grab it so where the red side is on the far left on the left hand and on the far right on the right hand. Basically, the red here marks that this is a stabilo line and not a brake line. You want the brake line on the inside and not the outside, because if you pick this up in reverse, you're actually pulling more stabilo than you are brake.
Now, that being said, I like the idea that they marked this with red. I would like to see them mark this in a different color than black, maybe that nice Niviuk green, so you can easily see which is the brake side and which is the stabilo side. Moving along with that visual indicator, I would like to have seen these two lines in different colors. So maybe red for the stabilo line and maybe a different color, again, maybe the Niviuk green for the brake line. Anything to give you visually a good way so you can quickly know which way to grab this handle, because if you're new to a slalom handle, you will grab this backwards at some point and realize that what you're trying to do is not working because you're pulling either more brake or more stabilo. Moving up on the riser, you can see that the A lines are marked with the Niviuk green, but no other lines are. The lines are marked initially and sheathed initially when it comes down to the malleon. Outside of there, they're going to be unsheathed, but it would be nice to see the risers, rather than this sea of black, to be marked with different colors, letting you know where the split A is, where the B's are, etc., instead of just the A's. Maybe I'm being nitpicky, but I really like the idea of color coding things so you can visually see and grab what you need right away. Now, they did that a little bit by sheathing the ends here where it comes next to the malleons. But unfortunately, they use the same colors for multiple sets of lines. Instead of using a separate color, they primarily just put blue for everything beyond the A lines. The riser configuration itself is kind of advanced because not only do they use a power attack system, they also use an anti-torque system as well, and the split A is actually tied into the B's as well because of the whole power attack system. So if you're not used to this kind of riser, it is something to get used to, but the good thing is it's not that complicated, and you can very easily figure it out once you get used to it.
The Cougar 3 is Niviuk's competition cross-country paramotor wing, which is made from Domenico Tex on both the upper and underbelly of the wing. The lines are all unsheathed Technora Aramid, except the brake and stabilo line, which are sheathed and colored uniformly. The canopy comes in this bright, fiery red with yellow horns schema named Wild, or you can choose a royal purple and black design dubbed as Cosmos. Niviuk offers this wing in 6 sizes, from 16 square meters all the way to 28 square meters. I evaluated the 18 square meter wing. All available sizes of this wing are equipped with no less than 64 cells, and it boasts an amazing top speed of 80 kilometers per hour with a flat aspect ratio of 5.7. Speed is definitely something we will focus on in this review, as this wing isn't just beautiful, but it also set the world record for the fastest paramotor wing on a closed circuit without landing. At the helm was Spanish pilot Martin Carrillo Garcia, and he set the record on the Cougar 3 on December 28th of 2019. Niviuk uses several technologies for making this wing as fast as it is, including a structured leading edge for easier takeoffs, a ram air intake, which is an arrangement of air inlets to ensure internal pressures on the wing, the use of nitinol to provide a more uniform profile and formation of the leading edge, 3D pattern cut optimization for cutting fabric so it is more taut and crease-free, a 3D leading edge or an extra seam on the longitudinal axis to give the glider a more efficient 3D contour, and a drag reduction structure, which is a reinforced trailing edge with ribs. As you'd expect, the Cougar 3 is a full reflex glider, and it's priced at just under $4,200. Even though I didn't get to test the speed bar with this wing, I took it out for a few more flights to play around with it and to see what it could do, and I had an absolute blast on this wing. Even without the speed bar, it's fast, it's fun, it's a little agile, it does what you want it to do. It's a great wing. Unfortunately, without testing the speed bar, however, I can't tell you how fast it went. I did test nil wind launches, and it does come up rather rapidly. It is not difficult to launch nil wind, but you definitely have to get on it once you get it up. Reverse launches, same. It does want to come up right away. It's fairly easy to kite. Once you get it going, it'll stay steady. The wing was great for flying low and fast. The wing was wonderful for foot drags. It was okay once you got into turbulence. The problem I had with the wing is that it doesn't sit right away. It does sit eventually, but once you get an oscillation going, you can go hands up, and it's not going to sit flat as quickly as you may expect with a cross-country wing. Ultimately, my first impressions didn't change much after the next few flights. And knowing I needed to return the wing the following day, I wanted to take it out for one last flight, one last chance to enjoy what this wing had to offer, and put my last final thoughts down into words.
Trims in, you have plenty of lift. Trims out, you have plenty of speed. And one of the unique features of this wing is that you can use the brakes trims all the way out, which is rare on a full reflex wing, especially one in this class. Handles beautifully. It's just such a pleasure to fly. It is absolutely one of the funnest wings you'll ever fly. This wing is the epitome of fun. At the end of the day, I must say that I'm sorrowed a little bit that I have to give this wing back. I really was looking forward to testing speed bar on it. It's a great wing. It truly is a great wing. But the question has never been, is it a great wing or not? The question has always been, is it a safe wing? And unfortunately, we still don't know.
If you like this video, please click the like button. If you haven't already subscribed, do so now and click the notification bell as well. I really like to read your comments, so please leave a comment below letting me know what you thought of this video, as well as if you have any future ideas about future videos or reviews you'd like to see. I'd like to give a special thanks to Team Fly Halo for letting me borrow the wing, and for John at Wind Pirate PPG for sending the wing to me. Once again, thank you for taking the time to watch this video.